Oh my god. Did you... I want that! You guys don't understand. There's a new Pokemon game out, and that means all the new Pokemon costumes! Ah! Hi everyone, it's Celeste, and welcome back to my channel. My channel is all about cosplay! I teach you tutorials on how to make the outfit, how to do the makeup, so you can become the character of your dreams. Today, I am doing a Pokemon tutorial based off of Pokemon Sword and Shield, the brand new game coming out later this year. Today's character is Scorbunny from the brand new Pokemon Sword and Shield. Scorbunny is the starter fire type, which is like scorched earth and bunny. I like scorching things, so it's a fire bunny. That's all we know, and I think it's adorable. So this is my look. So this look is very simple to make, and this is a no-sew tutorial. So this is good for children and for starting out cosplayers. Follow this tutorial to learn how to make the collar piece here and the ears. This is a very quick tutorial and great for beginner cosplayers. Side note, I just cut a piece of yellow fabric and I glued it to my face. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe by clicking the red button down below so you never miss out on any future cosplay content. Like I said, this is a no-sew tutorial, so you'll need a hot glue gun and some creativity. Let's start the tutorial. For my ear base, I'm going to be using this recycled cardboard. It is a cardboard box that I got from mashed potatoes. Because it has two sides, I'm going to be drawing a curved shape to match the ears. The ears have a curve on the outside and kind of a straight line on the inside, kind of like a D. So, create a D. In order to get a straight line, I'm using another cardboard box and I'm using the fold to create a very strong line so I know where to begin and create the curve for the next part. You can see I'm actually stopping at the bottom of the panel, and then I'm going to be making it darker so I know where to cut. Now, cut it all out. Now that we got it cut out, use it again to make a template on the other side for the other ear. Scorbunny's ear has some weird little tick mark on the side, kind of like a cowlick on his ear. So you're going to draw a little curved oval shape on the side. I had to adjust it a few times to get the right shape and size, and now cut it out. For this project, I'll be using a little bit of thick wire. You've seen me use this wire in the past for multiple costumes. I'm going to be using small pieces of wire and gluing them at the bottom of the tips of the cardboard. Leave a little tail so we can add it to a headband. Of course, you will need a headband for this project. It's very small and simple. We will not be doing any sewing in this project. So fire up your hot glue gun, and then we are going to slowly glue the wire to the cardboard. Be careful, the glue will make the wire get hotter, so be smart about it. Also, sorry for the lack of distance for my hot glue gun's cord. Now, carefully place in the very middle of your cardboard piece the wire that you just carefully hot glued. Take an object and slowly use that to press the wire onto the cardboard, making sure that it does not pop up. I went back and added a lot more hot glue to my wire, that way it would be super secure. Then I repeated the wire steps to the other piece of the cardboard. You'll notice that both the cardboard pieces are not matching, and that is because the shape of the ears are inverted on one side. So I'm going to have to use the quote-unquote back side of the ear of the template that I made in order to make it match. From here, you can see how much hot glue I used on the cardboard. Then I took the remaining pieces and put it around the headband. I also glued together the pieces to each other after I put them on the headband. This way, it created the V shape for the bunny. Hooray! I'm using this velour fabric that I had a long time ago that I got last year. And I am going to be using a scrap piece of this so I can glue to the cardboard. I wanted this to have a little bit of dimension because it is a Pokemon, and I wanted it to be shiny as well because it is a fire type. So I'm going to be laying out the side pieces of fabric and laying the ears on top of it and trying to find as much space as I can without cutting on the huge main part of the fabric. Then we're going to cut around it once we have the right position. Once you have your general shape cut out, make some cuts into the fabric so it lays nicely against the headband. You want to do the headband first, that way it secures the actual wire to the headband, and that way it does not slide around. From here, you're just going to continue covering the entire piece of cardboard with the piece of fabric. It's okay if the whole fabric doesn't cover the cardboard. We're going to make another cut of the fabric to cover on top of it later. If you want to see this process in greater detail, make sure to check out my video on fabric covered foam pieces. This is the same exact thing that I'm doing, but I'm just doing it to cardboard for this project. You can check the top corner of this video and click the link from there, or check the description box. I'll have them listed in both. Remember how I did this stencil part in the beginning for the cardboard? Instead, we're going to do the same thing, but on fabric. So repeat this process on the fabric using your headband pieces as the template, and then you're going to be cutting out those pieces and then gluing it onto the front, like obviously. I'm going to be using yellow and red fabric paint. I'm going to be using this to create the orange that goes on the ears, and of course, I'm going to be using it for the choker as well. First, I'm going to score in the fabric with this white pen. It's kind of weird to be drawing white on white, but you can kind of see the difference. And I'm going to be coloring in the yellow ear inset first with yellow paint. I decided to water down the paint so it's not so strong against it. And, I think that will be really good because in the packaging it says to water it down. I put in 3 to 4 drops of yellow and swirled it around until I got this nice liquidy yellow. Now I'm going to slowly paint inside the line and create this yellow inset. Ugh. So I'm just going to be flat out honest with you guys. I really don't like how it looks. I'm terrible at painting. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cover this entire front piece again with fabric. And then I'm going to use scrap fabric from my Pikachu, Fluttershy, Luna, Oscar Langley Shoyu costume, the yellow stretch taffeta that I got in Los Angeles. I'm going to be cutting out pieces and then I'm going to be gluing it on top. So instead, I'm going to be combining these two colors together to create the orange tips of the ears, and then I'm going to be gluing the yellow piece on top of it because, damn, I am not impressed about how terrible of a job I did. Just wanted to give you that bit of tea. Sometimes cosplay, you just screw up, and that's just what happens. Okay, let's continue with the tutorial. Thanks, past Celeste. But if you're really good at painting and you like how it looks, you might have to skip this step. So what I did was ripped off the front of the ears and then I cut out the yellow piece that I did like. I'm using that as a template and I'm going to pin it down to the scrap piece of yellow fabric. If you didn't notice, I need to cut out this scrap piece of fabric twice, that way I have one for each side. I also went ahead and cut out brand new pieces for the front side. I decided instead of cutting over and pasting over a new one, I just ripped off the old ones and now I'll be gluing on new ones. With an orange crayon, I'm going to be actually making the stripes and coloring where I'm going to be needing to paint it first. I also did this on the back side, trying to do the same measurement and keeping it straight. Once I'm happy with the lines, I'm now going to start painting it with the mixture of red and yellow paint. I still thinned down the paint with adding water to it. This way it gives it more of a bleeding watercolor effect, and I really like that idea. Make sure to do this to the front and the back of the ears. I really like this color for the bottom band versus the top color. I felt like it was going to clash too hard with the yellow inset, so instead I'm going to be painting the entire top part this yellow-orange color. Then I'm going to go back and color it with a darker orange on top. Well, it really turns out to be a red. So after everything was done drying for a little bit, I decided to go ahead and start painting the red-orange on the very top part. You can actually still see a little bit of the crayon line that I drew earlier, and I'm just going to paint all of it until that crayon line and then stop. Make sure to do this for both sides, front and back, left and right ear. Now before you let it dry, make sure to go around the edges and paint it just in case you missed any of the extra spots. When you take photos, there are most likely going to be little white spots that you just missed and you wish you could go back. So take the time now and paint the sides nicely so you don't have to regret it later. Ta-da! Nice ears. Time to dry. Now that it's completely dry and it looks pretty amazing, I couldn't be happier, we're going to start gluing down those little inset pieces. So go ahead and put some hot glue on it and then just lay it down in the middle of your ear. Careful, I actually burned myself right here. And then make sure to do this for both sides. Make sure to do any touch-ups with a little bit of extra hot glue so it lays flush against the other fabric. So the choker will be very easy. I'm using a piece of foam to give it a little bit more life and it won't be so flush against my neck. I'm using a piece of wire again, and this is because we aren't using a closure, it's just going to sit on your neck. And of course we're going to be using the same fabric as the ears, so make sure you have enough of that. To begin, make sure you have a piece of foam about the length of your neck. It needs to be a little bit shorter so it opens up in the front. Now grab a piece of wire. Make sure it's double the length that the piece of foam is, and now we're going to slowly work our way around to make it a flat piece of wire and two pieces. We want it to be very structured. I already went ahead and cut out a very long strip of fabric from my scraps. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough, so I just cut out two pieces so it will go longer than the foam. I'm going to glue it in the center, that way it creates one long strip. Now we're going to slowly repeat history. I already went ahead and glued the wire down to the foam and then I glued the fabric on top of it. Because I was gluing down the wire, I took advantage of the hot glue and then I pressed the fabric on top of it. That way the fabric will stay in place. I already did the choker ends by cutting a small rectangle and then cutting triangles off the edge. And then I glued it inward. I glued it directly on top of the foam piece because I want to make sure the ends are very nice and clean, and that way no excess fabric is hanging off. Now I'm going ahead and I'm gluing down the remaining parts of the fabric to the foam. Now that's all left to do for the choker is just to paint it. I already made some dye, but it was like not the right red-orange, so I added more red to it to make it a red-orange color. Paint the entire choker, front, back, sides, and let it dry and you should be done. There is the final ears. That's what it looks like. I added a little bit more fabric to it. I thought it was too opaque. And this is the choker. It's still drying, but I just wanted to do a final shot. And I cut a piece of that extra fabric to create the strap for my nose. So let me show you the final reveal. You guys learned something doing this no-sew tutorial. It was really fun to create, and I know I messed up, but you know, part of the growth process of cosplaying is messing up, and it's kind of fun. Although I really did have a hard time with the water and the paint, so I don't really recommend watering down your paints unless you really want that watercolor look on your fabrics. I know I liked it at the top of the ears. I hope you guys are excited about Pokemon Sword and Shield like I am. I'll be choosing Scorbunny, of course. Let me know with a comment down below which starter you're going to be getting. I would love to see all the pretty comments of other Scorbunny players. If you're not into Pokemon, well, there's that. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Check out what YouTube thinks you should be watching next, or see what I recommend. Thanks so much for watching. Stay inspired and be creative, and I will see you in another video. Bye!